Hey, what's going on, guys? Pt.2 here, and welcome back to our mini-series which we are starting on containers. In the last episode we registered the block in BlockInit and we created the block class. So now we just need to remove all these comments which we have created. Just like that. Is that all of them? Yes, that is all of them. Just double check. Okay. So now we obviously need to create this and remove return null. And save that. Let me close this because I was helping someone with something. Right. So obviously we have loads of errors, so we're going to create this class. We're going to keep it in the same package. And we are going to obviously create the chest. So we're going to want to extend tile entity lockable loot right there, and we're going to implement tickable, and it's going to need to be from net.minecraft.util, I think, and click finish. There we go. Or you can literally just extend it here and implement it there. Either way is fine. So the first things we're going to want to do is create some variables. So we're going to want first a private non-null list of item stacks, and then call that chest contents equals a non-null list of item stack with size, and ours is going to be 54, and item stack dot empty, and just import all of those. It needs to be dot there. There we go. So this number 54 here you can change to the amount of slots you want in your container. So mine is going to be the same as a double chest, which is 6 by 9, which is 54. And let's just go back into our silver chest and make sure we've imported all of them, which we have. So now we're going to create our second variable, well, our next two variables, which are going to be public int, not public int num players using. I don't know why I did that because it's not going to come up, and comma ticks since last sync. Obviously these variables are quite self-explanatory. Num players using, that's the number of players using it. Tick since last sync, that's the ticks since the last sync. It's quite simple. Now we've got two more. So public float lid angle and prev lid angle. Obviously these are quite self-explanatory too. So it's the lid angle and the previous lid angle. So now for get size inventory, you want to return the amount of slots. So obviously I'm going to return 54 because it's basically this number right here. In the isEmpty method, we're going to want to put for item stack this colon this dot chest contents. And then pull that down. Inside there we want to put if stack isn't empty, That's what the exclamation mark is for. Then you want to return false. And down here, you want to return true if it is empty. Obviously, semicolon. For get inventory stack limit, we're going to return 64. Obviously, you can set this to anything you want, but just bear in mind if it goes into a 3-digit number, then you may have some render glitches when that happens, because obviously Minecraft isn't built to have over than 99. It's not really built to have more than 64, to be honest. And if you put it as a negative number, who knows what happens, but it's probably not a good thing. So in get name, you want to return this dot has custom name, question mark this dot custom name, colon, and then put in speech marks silver chest. This is basically what it's going to be, so we don't have to have a lang. Next we have we don't actually have the next two methods, so we're going to create them. So we're going to first want read from NBT. In here we're actually going to keep the super, and then we're going to do this dot chest contents is equal to a non-null list of item stack, but it needs to be dot item stack. And then once again with size, get size inventory item stack dot empty. Then you want to do if exclamation mark this dot this dot check loot and read compound, and then you want to open that up and put item stack helper dot load all items compound chest contents. Then you want to do if compound dot has key, and the second one inside of that you need to put custom name like that. And for the type you need to put 8, because I think that 8 is block update, if I'm right. Let's see. Okay, I think it's 8, but I might. Yeah, it's definitely 8, but I think 8 is block updates. I could be wrong. Inside this, you want to do this dot custom name is equal to compound dot get string, and inside there you need to put custom name. Now we need to create another method, which is write to NBT. Write to NBT, and we're going to keep the super again, and then if this dot check loot and write compound, then we need item stack helper dot save all items compound chest contents. And then you want to do if compound dot has key, and in speech marks put custom name, comma 8, and then bring that down, and then put compound dot set string custom name this dot custom name, and you want to instead of return you just put super there, and then return compound. Then we got the create container method. In here we need to put return new container silver chest. Side here you need to put player inventory, comma this, comma player in, and semicolon. Get GUI ID, we're going to return reference.modID plus speech marks colon silver underscore chest and semicolon. Now for the update function, this is rather long, so you can paste this in from the description because it's a very long function. So I'm just going to paste it in. You'll find it in the description inside paste bin, and just Control-Shift-O to import everything. And we have some errors. No, we don't. This dot ticks in sync. Oh, I think I named this thing wrong. Yeah, instead of ticks since last sync, put ticks since sync, which is a bit of tongue twister, but it's fine. So obviously we got some errors, and that's because we haven't created the container yet, which we will do later. For get items, we need to return, I think, if I remember correctly, it's this dot chest contents. Yep, that's correct. And we've got two more methods to make, so open inventory and close inventory, like that. Just pull those down. In open inventory we need to put plus plus this dot num players using, and this dot world dot add block event pos this dot get block type 1, and this dot num players using. Finally, this dot world dot notify neighbors of change. Notify neighbors of state change, like that. Pos this dot get block type update observers. We're going to set that to false, of course. Finally, we're going to copy this exact same thing and paste it into close inventory, but instead of plus plus we put minus minus, and I think that is it. So the final thing we need to do, first we need to create the tile entity handler now, but first we have this issue here. So something we're going to have to do is we're going to create the container class. So this class isn't crazy big, so we'll create it in this episode too. So create the class and just click finish. We're not going to deal with any of that. Extends container, yes. So first we're going to have to create some variables. So private, these are final variables, so private final int num rows. That's basically the number of rows that is in the container. And then private final tile entity silver chest, and call that chest inventory, like that. And yeah, that's that for all the variables. Now we're going to want to create the constructor, of course, like we do in most classes. So there are quite a few variables going into this thingy. Not variables, parameters. What am I talking about? Inventory, inventory player, and call that player inv, and then do tile entity silver chest inventory, and then you want to do entity player Inside here we want to do this dot chest inventory is equal to chest inventory. You want to do this dot num rows is equal to chest inventory dot get size inventory divided by 9. Then you want to do chest inventory dot open inventory player. Then we got some for loops to create our slots and basically place where they are. So we got for int, so basically this is the maths if you're unaware. So yeah, int y equals 0. Y is less than num rows plus plus y. Inside this for loop we've got to add another for loop, of course. So for int x is equal 0, x is less than 9, plus plus x. Inside here we're going to do this dot add slot to container new slot chest inventory x plus y times 9, and then for the next one we've got 8 plus x times 18, and for the y position it is 18 plus y times 18. Now obviously this is going to be different for everyone. It's very tricky to get your head around this math. Once you get your head around it, it makes a lot of sense, but it will take you a while to get your head around it. I still don't totally understand it, but I get most of it. So basically, I don't know, it's very complicated to understand, but if you just look at this and look at the Minecraft code for it and just keep looking at it until you understand it, and it should make sense. So yeah, if you don't understand it, then well, sorry, because it's really hard to explain without anything. So then we're going to have another for loop, of course. So for y is equal 0, y is less than 3, y plus plus. Inside there we want another for loop for int x is equal 0, x is less than 9, x plus plus. Inside of this we want this dot add slot, not add listener, we're not adding any listeners, not today. This dot add slot to container, new slot, and this one is going to be player inventory. So this is going to be the same for everyone, because basically this is the just normal player inventory. So you're always going to want to keep this the same unless you're doing something very odd, which, yeah, I don't know what you would be doing that would change this. So you want to have player in x plus y times 9 plus 9. For the x position, you want 8 plus x times 18. For the y position, you want 140 plus y times 18. So this is Minecraft's slots for the player inventory, basically. So that's always going to be the same. Finally, you want to do the hotbar for the player inventory. For this, you want to do for int x is equal 0, x is less than 9, x plus plus. And we're not going to have a for loop inside of this for loop because we know there is only one row. So there's 9 columns, 1 row. So we only need one for loop. Inside of this for loop, we're going to do this dot add slot to container again, and new slot, player inventory, x. The x position, you want to put 8 plus x times 18. For the y position, 198. Next, we have the can interact with method. So inside of this, you want to return this dot chest inventory dot is usable by player in. Now we have another method to create, which is on container closed, and you want to remove the super. Oh wait, no, you don't want to remove the super, so you just add it back. Super.on player closed, player in, on container closed. And then you want chest inventory dot close inventory, player in. And next we want to get the chest inventory, so get chest inventory and return this dot chest inventory. You probably should do this dot instead of just chest inventory. And finally, we have one more method which is reasonably long. But we're going to type it out because we have time. So transfer stack in slots is the method. So first you want to do item stack is equal to item stack dot empty. Then you want to do slot is equal to this dot inventory slot dot get index. Then you want to do if slot is not equal to null and slot dot get stack. Oh, slot dot get has stack. Then you want to do item stack is equal to slot dot get stack. Then you want to do stack is equal to item stack dot copy. Then you want another if statement, so if index is less than this dot num rows times 9, then we do another if statement, so if exclamation mark this dot can merge slot, oh no, can merge item stack, my bad, can merge, can, oh, it's not can, this dot merge item stack, and we want item stack this dot num rows times 9. Then you want this dot inventory slots dot size, and for reverse direction you want true. Inside of this if statement, we're going to want to return a simple item stack dot empty. Then outside of both these if statements, you want else if exclamation mark this dot merge item stack, and item stack this, wait, oh, my bad, this needs to go actually inside of this last if statement, like that. Yeah, this dot num rows, oh, no, we put item stack 0, and then this one is this dot num rows times 9. For reverse direction, we're going to put false this time. And inside of this if statement, well, else if, we need to put inside of this we need to put return item stack dot empty, turn item stack dot empty, and another one, but this one is going to be if item stack dot is empty, then we can do slot dot put stack item stack dot empty, and finally else slot dot on slot changed. And at the end you always, well, not always, but we're going to return return stack like that. And that should be all for this class. So for some reason we still have this error, but we should be able to fix this by reloading Eclipse. So I'm just going to exit and going to load back up, and by the time that we've done that, that should be fixed. However, now we are going to need to create our tile entity handler and register our tile entity handler before we can end this one. So just got to wait for Eclipse to load, which generally takes quite a while. And next episode we will be doing the GUI, the GUI texture, the GUI handler, and maybe the model class. Yeah, maybe the model class. Okay, so what's our issue here? Clearly, we have done something wrong. This error should literally just go away. So, yeah. So we will leave that error, but obviously if you want to get rid of it, literally just do that. And then you won't have a problem. So, yeah. That's basically it for this episode. So anyway guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do be sure to smash your face into that like button and subscribe. Really enjoyed, please do be sure to share it, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, which as I said is going to be the GUIs.